please don't get confused with these two concepts. Man and fruit fly, males will prepare X and Y types of gametes, and in the case of grasshopper, roundworm, cockroaches, one sperm will carry X, the other will carry no sex hormone, no sex chromosome. Other autosome, or you can say other chromosomes, are normally present. There is no problem with the other chromosomes. Now, opposite to this, there is another concept where male would be homogametic. So if the males are homogametic, then the female will become heterogametic. So in the case of birds, in the case of reptiles, in the case of fishes and butterflies, moths also, now the male would be written as ZZ or ZZ, and the female would be mentioned as ZW. Now what exactly is this concept? In the case of the birds, reptiles, fish, and even the moths and butterfly, male are going to be ZZ. Now why are they mentioned as ZZ here? Reason is because male are homogametic here. Now if we mention XX here, then it will be confusing us. So that's why scientists have started using another symbol, and that is the ZZ. So male are ZZ here, and female would be either ZW or it would be ZO, just like this one, ZW or ZO. Now that means male will always prepare similar type of sperm that will carry only the Z chromosome, whether it is birds or reptiles or fishes or moths as well as the butterflies. But when it comes to the female, female would carry two different type of gametes. Half of the gametes will carry Z and half will carry W. That means female is heterogametic. Now, because there are two types of gametes on the basis of the sex chromosome. Now, if a egg which carries the Z sex chromosome is fertilized by a sperm which carries the Z chromosome, then the result would be the male. In the case of birds, reptiles, not all but birds, certain reptiles, certain fishes and moth as well as butterfly. But when it comes to the a egg which carries the W sex chromosome, when is fertilized with the sperm which carries the Z sex chromosome, it will lead to the formation of a female, and in the case of birds, reptiles and fishes. But if it is the case of moth and butterfly, then half of the eggs will carry Z sex chromosome and half will carry nothing. Just like in this case, half will carry nothing. So if it is a egg which carries the Z chromosome, is fertilized by the sperm carrying Z chromosome, it will lead to the formation of the male. So opposite of this, lead to the formation of the male in the case of moth and butterfly. But if it is a egg which carries no sex chromosome is fertilized with the sperm carrying the Z chromosome, then in that case it will lead to the formation of a female in the case of both moths as well as butterflies. I hope this point is clear to you, that sex chromosomes are of two types, in either in the male or in the female. In some categories females are homogametic, in some categories male are homogametic. Whenever the females are homogametic, then the male would be heterogametic. It can be similar, it can be a different type of sex chromosome like XY, or otherwise it can be XO category. And in the case of the male homogamety, female would become heterogametous, and in that case the males are written as ZZ and the females are either mentioned as ZW or are mentioned as ZO. And XY mechanism of sex determination is present in the man, and the fruit fly. And the ZW type of sex determination is present in the case of the birds, reptiles and fishes. XO type of sex determination is present in the grasshoppers, roundworms, cockroaches. And ZW type of sex determination is present in some of the moths as well as the butterflies. Now, the next mechanism of understanding sex determination was given by Bridges when he was performing experiments with the Drosophila. Remember, Bridges is one of the students of Morgan. So he was performing the experiments with the Drosophila, and he came up with a brilliant mechanism of sex determination, which is called as genic balance mechanism. And now this mechanism talks about the ratio of the X chromosomes to the sets of the autosomes. Now this concept is this theory of genic balance was given by the Kelvin Bridges in Drosophila while he was performing experiments. And remember, according to this theory, it is not the XY. So what we have learned here is XY controls the sex of the individual. That means it will be a male in the case of Drosophila. But he came up with a different type of concept which talks about the balance between the genes. So the ratio between the X chromosome and the sets of the autosome will control the sex, because in this explanation I will give you example where XY is present but XY will lead to the formation of a female. So XY determines, instead of XY chromosome, sex is determined by the genic ratio between the X chromosome and the autosome. This is applicable to the Drosophila, and he found that the genic ratio of X is to A is, if it is equal to 1, it will be a female. If it is more than 1, it will be a super female. If it is equal to 0.5, it will be a male. And if it is less than 0.5, it will be a super male. And between 0.5 to 1 will be intersex.